We finally know the answer to the age-old question. Frank Spencer was the one who let the dogs out. He's the RPO dog handler for the Brit forces here on the island, and as a regulating petty officer in the British Navy, here's what he does for Diego.
My dogs are drug detection dogs. Their primary role on the island is to prevent the importation of illegal drugs, a job which my dogs have been doing for a couple of years, and we have had dogs on the island doing the same job for about 20 years now. And to my knowledge, there has never been a find on the island of illegal drugs. My day normally starts at about 7:30, riding at the kennels and walking the dogs. We normally walk for a mile or so in the mornings. I bring the dogs back, clean the kennels out, change their water bowls, make sure they've got lots of fresh water. By then the time is normally 9 o'clock or 9:30, and then we take the dogs out training for the morning. It's important to train them regularly to keep them active and to keep them keyed up and psyched up to do their job. The afternoons are normally spent in a more leisurely manner, grooming the dogs, shampooing the dogs, generally getting them ready for their work for the day, which normally takes place in the evenings, and it's generally at the airport. Right, I've got two dogs at the moment. Lucky is the oldest dog. He's a Springer Spaniel. He's 8 years old. He's been working on the island since 1996. He's due for retirement possibly later this year. We don't know yet. We're still talking about it. But he's a very, very good search dog, and he's serving the team quite well at the moment. Jake is my other dog. He's been on the island just for a year now. He's coming up to 4 years old. He's a black Labrador, and he's also a very good search dog, but he lacks the intelligence of a Springer Spaniel, I've got to say, being a Labrador at the bottom end of the doggy food chain. But having said that, he's a very good search dog, and he serves the team well as well. I've got a pair of good dogs at the moment. I mentioned just now that Lucky's possibly due for retirement this year. What happens when a dog retires, well, when a British dog retires onto the island, he's generally given to a member of the British Naval Party, and he's treated as a pet for the rest of his life. He's worked hard on the island and he needs the time off, basically for R&R. We've got two retired dogs at the moment. One of them, a yellow lab called Timmy, I used to work with him last time I was on the island. And just to give you an indication of how good dogs' noses are at detecting things, he was in the police station one morning as we were sorting some mail in the British Post Office, and there was a big parcel being moved from one bag to another, and Timmy ran from one end of the police station to another, and he started pawing at the bag and pawing at the box and clawing and biting at the box, and we thought, there's something in it. There's obviously some illegal drugs in this box. So we opened the box up, and it turned out to be a large cake. That's the fastest I've ever seen him move as well.
Well, I guess Timmy had his cake and ate it too. Reporting for AFN News, Diego Garcia, I'm Navy journalist Chris Taylor.